Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Tika Komalasari from Before 2017 class. This video is dedicated for fulfilling my final examination of seeking for academic purposes subject. And now I would like to explain a journal with title Listen Study to Improve Student English Grammar Mastery Using Jigsaw Technique to the Third Semester Student of IKIP Siliwangi by Mr. Acap Haryudin and Miss Ningtyas Aurelina. As we know, English has 4 basic skills. There are listening, reading, speaking, and writing. To master all of the 4 basic skills, students must learn the other skills such as vocabulary and grammar as the basic skills. But vocabulary and grammar are the 2 important things that should be mastered by students in learning English. Grammar covers many terms that may confuse students on memorizing and understanding them. However, since grammar is important to the development of English mastery, they have to study it well. Many difficulties are faced by English teachers during the process of teaching grammar, since grammar needs to be not only memorized but also understood by the students. It relies more on the concept. To cope with the problem mentioned above, teachers might revert to the cooperative language learning or simply cooperative learning approach. This is an approach to teaching that makes maximum use to cooperative activities involving pairs and small groups of learners in the classroom. As stated by Slavin 1995, to cooperative language learning in which students work in small groups help students learn academic content more easily. According to Slavin 1995, page 5, there are several specific models teachers can use to set up cooperative learning groups. The first, STAD, or Student Team Achievement Division. Second, Team Accelerated Instruction, or TAE. Third, Jigsaw Technique. Fourth, Reading and Composition, or CRC. Fifth, Teams, Games, Tournaments, or TGT, and 6th, Cooperative Integrated. From the 6 models, Jigsaw is selected to be proposed as a solution in this research. Jigsaw is a technique belonging to cooperative approaches which enables students to work in group discussion. The jigsaw technique is a method of organizing classroom activity that makes students dependent on each other to succeed. It breaks class into groups and breaks assignments into pieces that the group assembles to complete the jigsaw puzzle. It was designed by social psychologist Elliot Aronson to help weaken racial cliques in forcibly integrated schools. There are 9 steps considered to be important in the implementation of the jigsaw classrooms. Aronson 2008 describes them as follows. Step 1. Students are divided into a 5 or 6 person jigsaw group. The groups should be diverse in terms of ethnicity, gender, ability, and race. Step 2. The day's lesson is divided into 5 till 6 segments, or 1 for each member. Step 3. Each student is assigned 1 segment to learn. Students should only have direct access to only their own segment. Step 4. Students should be given time to read over their segment at least twice to become familiar with it. Students do not need to memorize it. Step 5. Temporary expert groups should be formed in which one student from each jigsaw group joins other students assigned to the same segment. Students in this expert group should be given to discuss the main points of their segment and rehearse the presentation they are going to make to their jigsaw group. Step 6. Students come back to their jigsaw group. Step 7. Student present his or her segment to the group. Other members are encouraged to ask questions for clarification. Step 8. The teacher needs to vote from group to group in order to observe the process. Intervene if any group is having trouble, such as a member being dominating or disruptive. And the last step, step 9, a quiz on the material should be given at the end so students realize that the sessions are not just for fun and games, but that they really count. The application of this method, jigsaw, itself will not be effective if it is only used without any appropriate arrangement. Therefore, the researchers put this method into several cycles which belong to lesson study. Lesson study is a major form of quality improvement of learning and teacher professional development. Method. This study was conducted at IKIP Siliwangi, Bandung. Specifically, the study was carried out at class A3, which consists of 40 students majoring English education. In this research, lesson study was used to improve the quality of the students, covering creativity, critical thinking, ability to collaborate, and communicate when they study grammar using jigsaw. Result and discussion. Lesson study, which was conducted by the researchers, took place at IKIP Siliwangi, especially to the third semester students, which consisted of 40 students. The class was chosen due to the existence of some problems. As mentioned above, many students found difficulties in understanding the concept of grammar. Grammar has a wide discussion and numbers of points to discuss. Besides, there is also a psychological factor that affects the student difficulties, namely anxiety. Since they do not understand the concept, they mostly could not answer the question correctly. This situation raised their anxiety of being wrong. To solve the problem, technique of jigsaw was proposed. Jigsaw belongs to cooperative learning, which seeks to develop classrooms that foster cooperation rather than competition learning. Conclusion. From the analysis, it can be concluded that the implementation of research study in improving student ability in mastering grammar using jigsaw as a learning technique give positive impacts on students, in which there are good development on student learning where the constraints that occur can be minimized. Besides, students understanding the function and word forms, they have high critical thinking or curiosity, and they have no difficulties in comprehending grammar formula. Moreover, the result also showed that students have high motivation in learning English, and there was no gap between high motivated and low motivated students. Finally, after knowing what, why, and how lesson study was implemented, lecturers could consider the importance of applying lesson study in the learning process. And then that is explanation about this journal. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.